I hope, as if you can't have enough fun in a day, there was then another statement, this time from the EFL, and it was their most lengthy statement to date. There was lots in there. Two main bits to unpack is they clearly want the man out as much as we do, but they're tied up with the restrictions that they can give to him, but also that they're having to punish the club and therefore us again. I'll quickly go through it. Quickly. It's the longest statement they've done. The EFL stands alongside those associated with Sheffield Wednesday Football Club who are deeply concerned and frustrated by the ongoing and developing challenges at the club. The league wants to see a strong, stable and competitive Sheffield Wednesday, and for that to happen, we are clear that the current owner needs to either fund the club to meet his obligations, which we know he can't do, or make good on his commitment to sell to a well-funded party for a fair market value, ending the current uncertainty and impasse. We continue to pursue options available to us. I don't think there's that many, to be honest with you, and that therein lies one of the issues. To resolve the current challenges, and to that end, the league is currently in advanced discussions with Mr Chansiri's legal advisors on formalising a process around divestment of his shareholding in the club. But that's good news. I'm speaking to the Chansiri solicitors. Basically, obviously saying, do us all a favour, pal. The EFL board met on Wednesday morning to receive a comprehensive update, and following recent speculation, the league can confirm that there are no restrictions on the club starting the season on Sunday as planned. In addition to this, over recent weeks, our team has been in daily contact with the club across a range of other matters, and while respecting the needs for confidentiality in certain aspects, in the interests of transparency, the below is intended to provide an update on some of that work. It is a key bit. It's the audible bit. This is the bit where I'm on about with. While much of this focuses on the work to safeguard Sheffield Wednesday and their financial position and ability to fulfil its obligations, the league also has a duty to fairly and consistently apply its regulations, which are agreed by all member clubs, and ensure that other member clubs are not unfairly disadvantaged. Which breaks down to the fact that we haven't been paying our players, we haven't been paying our staff, and we've got to be punished accordingly. Now, to punish the person who's done that, or hasn't done that, more to the point, they have to punish his business, football business, and that's Sheffield Wednesday. They want to punish Mr Chansiri. Clearly, I think they're hoping his punishments help ease him towards the door, but in doing so, it's a club that suffers, and again, it's the fans that suffer. Now, one of the consequences of this, with the late payments again, is that we're still in a transfer embargo, but it's now been extended to include that January transfer window when we thought we were going to be able to sign players again. So as you remember, there was a 3-window ban put on us. It now goes to the end of that window when we thought, so that is the summer of 2027. They go on to talk about the pushing Mr Chansiri to either honour his commitment to pay the staff and the players, and said that the Independent Club Financial Reporting Unit has been in dialogue with the club over recent weeks to seek to finalise cash flow requirements. Then there's a bit about the stadium. The league notes the imposition of the prohibition notice on the North Stand by the council, and they're continuing to support the club where appropriate, whilst also seeking to ensure that it continues to adhere to the regulations. Now, what they have gone on to say in this statement as well is that Hillsborough Stadium, even with the North Stand shut, fulfills the requirements to be able to host Championship football. So even a 3-sided Hillsborough is okay to take part in the league. Then it's on about the regulatory proceedings. The Independent Disciplinary Commission proceedings against the club and Mr Chansiri in June remain ongoing. The club has now surpassed 30 days of late payments for the year beginning 1st of July 25, and as a result the fee restrictions have been extended, we just talked about, to the end of the transfer window of 26-27, which means we can't sign until the summer of the 27-28 season. And the AFL can also confirm the club has been placed under a further embargo for non-payment of players, which is a registration ban. There's been some talk online, it's not particularly clear whether that registration ban, people do panic, would include Barry Bannon, who re-signed a contract this week. Has that been accepted by the league before this decision was made? So just drags on and on and on. As I said before, the EFL to a certain extent have got their hands tied behind the back. The regulations about owners are signed off by the clubs, and therefore the regulations have been signed off by club owners. So they're not stringent as they should be or could be, and there are some things in there that can trigger it if owners are involved in criminal activity or whatever in other areas of their life. That can be used within the football circle to ease them towards the door, as happened with Dai Young at Reading. It was a host of charges against him in China that actually gave the AFL the power to say to him, sell or we'll take it off you. Not saying that's going to happen in this situation, not saying there's anything criminal going on, but clearly, like us, I think they want him closer and closer to the door. The fact he's got his legal representatives talking to the AFL, I see that as a good sign. And as I said, I don't really go in for speculation. But the fact the AFL have come out and made such a strong statement today, and another layer of punishment, I think makes the club worth even less. Because obviously all these embargoes and everything will have to be renegotiated, and I think it's an untenable situation for the owner anyway. I think the EFL are trying to make sure it stays untenable for him, because it's better for them, it's better for us as a club, it's better all round. I think they're sort of hoping that this will make him realise that there's zero point me staying around here. To that end, I hope something comes of it. I really do. But as I said, I think in trying to squeeze Mr. Chansiri towards the door, doing everything in the power, we're having to feel it, because the only things in their power is to punish the club. That's the only way to get at him, is to punish the club. And ourselves as supporters of the club, and the players and the coaching staff and the management, they're the ones that are having to take the hit because they can't strengthen the squad, can't register players. Obviously, this transfer embargo, a limit on the players that they have been able to offer contracts to so far. All that is to squeeze him, but it does mean that everyone else is sort of caught in the crossfire, if you know what I mean. Hopefully, though, it will ease him towards the door. They did talk about realistic bids in there, because we know he's moved the goalpost several times in what he's asking for the club. And obviously there's a lot of rumour online and speculation that there's people in talks and various consortiums. Whether anything comes of them, I don't know. I do hope, and that's all we can do, that we are approaching endgame with all this. But as it stands from a footballing point of view, a registration ban, and now can't sign anybody till the summer of 2027, looking at the 27-28 season. I mean, that just seems like a different world. Anyway, I'm all statemented out. How are you feeling about it? Good, bad? Do you feel like we're being punished? It's like they're having to punch through our faces to get to him. Do you know what I mean? Anyway, there we go.